What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Friday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. This morning I want to talk about the Ripple piloting private ledgers that's been floating about the last few days and the last week or so. It's all coming out. So I mean, some people have took it as a negative. No. If you want to take a negative from this, don't take it to Ripple. Take it to the actual banks and the actual governments and argue about private ledgers. It's nothing. The private ledgers exist. They ain't just in Ripple. They ain't just in people's corporations. Not just in people's lives. They're everywhere, private ledgers. So that's a debate between public and private. We'll be mentioning it all the way through this, I'd imagine. Public, private, privacy, security. There's fine lines between it all. What gives the Bank of England the right to have a private ledger? They're just a company. They're just a corporation within the United Kingdom. Now, why doesn't the people of the United Kingdom have the right to view that company's books? Make sure the anti-money laundering. Now, they try and tell us, make sure you're doing all this anti-money laundering stuff and that. Who's governing them? And who's governing them? And who's watching them? And who's watching the watchers, mate? Again, transparency across the board for me, but I don't know. It's a debate for another day. But we knew years ago when Chris Larsen said the world will never agree on one ledger, and they won't. The banks will never agree on one ledger, and they won't. They'll use the own that they build, and they'll bridge between chosen, trusted bridges. Yeah? These private ledgers ain't going to connect to each other without a bridge. A private ledger ain't going to connect to VeChain without a bridge. A private XRPL ledger ain't going to connect to Chainlink or anything else without a cheeky little bridge. So it's all about interoperability at the core, like it's always been on this. We never shied away from this on this channel. We said right from the beginning there'll be loads of ledgers. XRP is about being the bridge between them, or a bridge. We never even said it was the bridge. It was setting the standard of other bridges. So, Ripple is piloting a private version of the public open source XRPL Ledger that provides banks a secure, controlled and flexible solution for the issuance and management of digital currencies. With over 80% of central banks actively exploring some form of sovereign-backed cryptocurrency, new central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, are bound to emerge. Each new CBDC will have unique goals, driven by the specific market challenges and opportunities of its country, avoidably leading to different technologies and implementations, leaving the world with an array of CBDC solutions. So the CBDC Challenges, distributed ledger technology, will be the basis for most CBDCs, just as it is today for cryptocurrencies. While central banks can tap in to existing blockchains to get CBDCs up and running quickly, most ledgers are not built for payments and cannot handle the volume of transactions that a successful retail CBDC will require. Most public blockchains are ledgers, all ledgers visible to all and updated by a broad network of validators. A central bank requires more transaction privacy and control over its currency than a public ledger can offer. So we'll most likely opt to create a CBDC on a private ledger that can also operate at the required scale. Again, it gives the Bank of England the right to see my transactions and see what I invest in and spend on, but I can't see theirs. Doesn't seem right, that. But then again, it's a big debate. Not like we can just have a 20-minute conversation and sort that out. It becomes global transparency. Who's got the right? What information, if any human, not just a corporation or anything, what information has any human got the right to hide? And at what point can the rest of the humans force that human to tell them all or show them all? Happens all the time in court, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? But again, it's It's a tricky subject that's going to take a long time to get to the bottom of, I'd imagine. So additionally to them all being on private ledgers that can't really scale, or public ledgers that can't really scale, interoperability being the availability for a private ledger to connect with today's existing global financial infrastructure, as well as other CBDCs and other digital currencies. It will be critical. In fact, in its 2021-22 innovation program, the Bank for International Settlements identified interoperability for cross-border payments as a major priority for CBDCs. So the CBDC private ledger is based on the same blockchain technology that powers XRPL, which means that the CBDC private ledger is built for payments. This also means the CBDC private ledger is designed for issuing currencies, with over 5,400 currencies issued on XRPL over the past 8 years, including its native digital asset, XRP, which can be leveraged as a neutral bridge asset for frictionless value movement between CBDCs and other currencies. And I mean, 5,400 currencies on XRPL. Really? Really? Moving money on the CBDC private ledger will be cost effective, reliable, and close to instantaneous. Transactions can also happen at volumes required by central banks. A CBDC private ledger will handle tens of thousands of transactions per second, initially, with the potential to scale to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second over time. Transactions on the CBDC private ledger are verified by the same consensus protocol used by the XRPL, which is far less energy intensive and therefore less expensive, and 61,000 times more efficient than public blockchains that leverage proof of work. I'd actually never heard that number before. That surprised me then as I came to it. 61,000 times more efficient. Wow. In addition to leveraging the XRP Ledger technology, the CBDC private ledger is also supported by RippleNet technologies and the Interledger suite of protocols to enable ultra-high throughput use cases such as micropayments. The CBDC private ledger meets even the highest of security standards for central banks, with each having complete sovereignty and ability to customize based on their own unique privacy and policy requirements. The core technology behind the new CBDC private ledger has been running for more than 8 years without incident, and with billions of dollars of value transacted every day. We said years ago, look for 10 years of the ledger. I mean, we're at 8 now. We're at 8 years now. And we said years ago, wait for year 10. Wait till it's been a decade. There's absolutely no way these old bankers can start shunning it after it's done what it's doing for a decade, mate. They're all going to have to wake up and accept it's the new standard. They just will. So it's time to define the future of money, old heads. Ripple has a proven track record of successfully connecting disparate payment systems, championing blockchain's utility to solve for global payments, and is trusted by hundreds of financial institutions around the world. We're currently engaged with central banks around the world to better understand their goals and assess how the CBDC private ledger can help achieve them. We believe this solution will overcome the major challenges around creating and managing a sovereign digital currency, while amplifying the value and benefits of central banks, their partners, and above all, the millions of people who will use it. We're just getting started. We are also working on a fresh approach where central banks will be able to join a network of CBDC ledgers that enables full settlement interoperability while allowing each member to retain their monetary and technological independence. We believe this will be a game changer for central banks and are excited to release more details on how it works very soon. get in touch with CBDC at ripple.com to find out how your organisation can get involved. Extremely interesting. And I'll come back again to like, what gives the Bank of England the right to have private transactions? What they doing? What they hiding at the top? Their balance sheet or the transactions list? What they hiding at the top? Are they actually facilitating money laundering? Because it happens through cash, through commercial banks, through central banks. Probably way more than it does through cryptocurrency and digital assets. I've actually not crunched the numbers. I've not looked at the numbers, but I'm guessing that more money's laundered through fiat money than what's laundered through crypto. I'd bet me left bollock on it, mate, and I'm not joking. Which one holds me babies, me left or right, or can I have any? Whichever one, you can take the one. If one of them don't hold me babies, you can take that. I would bet me bollock. Interoperability between ledgers. Now, people's going to come out about this and just be like, oh, Ripple in bed with the banks. Ripple's in bed with the banks. I fucking hate the banks. And I mean, this and this and this and this about the banks and about the banks. And then they go to the bank to get the wages. You're still in the banks, mate. Shut the fuck up. Tearing down banks. Ripple. ATM, the rest of it, MasterCard, Visa, while you're still fucking using them, mate. Wind your neck in. Real talk, that. Wind your flaming neck in. If you've got a MasterCard, don't moan about MasterCard. If you've got a fucking thing, don't fucking moan. You got something to say about the banks, stop using the fucking banks. I hate the banks, despise the banks, right? And there's only one reason I still get my wages paid into the bank. And it's because Revolut not only don't let me buy crypto and move the crypto, but they in themselves have become a bank. And there's no GBP wallet. Once my wages can go into a wallet, we will have CBDCs landing straight into a wallet or something, or whatever currency they want to pay me. We'll flip it through ILP to get what I want, and the Bank of England and all the rest of the British banks can do one, mate. Excuse me, I'll be done with them then. I'm getting out of them as soon as I possibly can. Now I'm out some wages at my bank today. Them wages will not be in that bank this afternoon. They will be gone that quick, that fast, out in the bank system, paid into the banking system, and it's coming out. Get that out of there. Double spending and charges and whatnot. Pff, shove it, mate. Oh, but we've got people at the bank that we need to pay. Yeah, well, not my problem, that, bruh. Send them home. Give the robot a job. Done. Give the algorithm a job. Got queues of algorithms waiting for jobs there, mate. Stop being grim and give it them. Sack Susan, because she's shit. Sorry, Susan. But you are. Sack her and give the algorithm a job. Because the algorithm will do it better, mate. And it'll please me more, because it'll be cheaper. You might get to look at me money longer then. It don't sit well with me that they can see our money, we can't see theirs. That's basically what it comes down to. It does not sit well with me, that. The Bank of England can see all my transactions. Does that mean if Boris Johnson just bells them up, he can see them too? HMRC, they know too. Everyone know. But I can't see theirs. Nah. When we talk about a reform and a reset, I don't think the people at the top realise how much and how big that is for the people at the bottom. A global reset to a level playing field, to a homeless man, I'm telling you now, is a hell of a lot different than the level playing field that Jeff Bezos envisions. Massively. extreme. Like there's a fucking canyon between them, a chasm. What's the biggest thing? The biggest crater thing? Is it Canyon Chasm? I don't know, but it's big. It's big. From the homeless people who want a level playing field, who legitimately, real talk, probably just want shelter, regular food, and some vice. They didn't ask to come to this planet. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask to be put in a system that works like this. They're not even allowed to leave the country without a passport. They're not even, they're fucking property, mate. We're property. We're property. Locked on an island. Unless you got the passport and you've paid to get the fuck off. We're prisoners. We're property. We're not even pets, mate. You got to pay for your food. Pets get food for free, bro. Pets get food for free. We're not even pets. We're property of these motherfuckers up there, and they're gonna get a rude awakening when they think the level playing field's done. And we're all like, what you on about? Not even fucking started yet, mate. Get your pen back out because we ain't done, bro. We're not fucking done. We'll get your laptop back out these days, won't it? But yeah, no, I'm not. Right. So let me just clarify my thoughts. I think it's great that Ripple and XRPL are providing a space and a protocol and a network for all these CBDCs and their networks to be built. It just doesn't sit too well with me that they're all going to be private. Most of you know I don't even like VPNs, mate. I literally don't even really like VPNs because I know the kind of people who use them. How do you think child porn gets swapped about all the place? And seriously, man. Oh no, but as long as you can watch a pirated fucking thing on Netflix, we still want it. Nah. You can fuck. I'd rather not watch American Netflix and have nobody being able to reach child porn through a VPN. That way, anyone who actually gets on it has used the actual fucking IP and shit. I just don't like them. I don't like VPNs. I don't like it. I just don't. And I don't like the thought of the people at the top being private while they don't give us any privacy. They don't deserve privacy without giving it to us. So shove it. Selling our data, making money off it while you don't give us a penny. Shove it. Get out of banks as soon as you can. And that's real talk. You know the dance, you've got to invest in yourself, invest in the internet of value, live long and hodl it all until you're ready to let it go. Become your own bank. Becoming your own bank means being in charge of the majority of your wealth. So if the banks was to go, boom, you ain't moving any money you've got with us, you just go like that. And what, mate, you're holding about 5% of my cash? You fucking dickhead. That's being your own bank. Whereas someone at the moment who's got 95% of the savings and wealth within a bank, and they just go, we're going to shut that off for a minute. We've got some unlawful looking activity on your account. You're not spending shit for a few weeks. You're like, what you on about? You got 90% of your wealth. That person's fucked. That person ain't their own bank. You need to be in control of the majority of your own wealth, where other people can't lock it down. Then you are your own bank. You start with digital assets, you build a diverse portfolio with digital assets, you then move on to precious metals, stocks, property, whatever. But do not miss the IoV digital asset boat, because it's filling up, baby, and it's about to set off. You've got a couple of years left, if that, to get in and truly life-changing amounts of assets, because 2023 and beyond, prices are going to be a hell of a lot different, and you ain't getting 1,000 of a certain token for the price you can now, or 10,000 of them. Shit, some of you only have to throw in $1,000 on and you're getting 1 million of them, mate. Yeah. So wake up, invest in yourself, internet of value. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Yeah, enjoy your Friday and enjoy your weekend. I will see you on the next one. We'll keep it. Well, I'll look into this a little bit more, because again, it doesn't sit right with me. It's private ledger shit. And again, on one side of my head, I agree we should have privacy, only because they're private. Do you know what I mean? Once one person wants a bit of privacy, someone goes, oh, well, I do too. Well, I do too. Well, I do too. And then at what point does that privacy need to be written down to give someone else security or peace of mind? Like, it's legitimate. It comes to how do you prove the rapist a rapist? How do you prove the murderer's a murderer? And I'm just chatting on with myself now, so I'm going to go. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah. We love crypto. We love the XRPL, and we love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.